All right, so this weekend, it's a special weekend. We know that we are celebrating Mother's Day weekend, and especially for Latino America, May 10th, all over Latin America, we are celebrating all of the mamas. And here in the States, we are celebrating this Sunday all the moms that are just amazing. I want you to think about this. There are times that we need to pause to be able to celebrate the incredible moms who have shaped our lives with their love, strength, and wisdom. See, Mother's Day isn't just another date on the calendar. It's one of those heartfelt reminders of all the sacrifices and unwavering support for all the mothers out there. You know who you are. So before we kick off this video and this opening, I want to give you a quote to all the moms out there, and for all of you, just hear me out with this. Author E.M. Forster beautifully just said, honestamente, tan lindo como lo dijo, the following quote: "Motherhood is a great honor and great responsibility. Let us take this moment to cherish and appreciate all the mothers who inspire us every single day." End quote. Let's go. Hola, ¿qué tal, mi gente? This is your host, Noan El Boricua, here on Fuel Pasión Podcast, where we already know we are immersing in cultura, we are growing in our faith, and as always, we are making those conexiones. As always, I just want to say, look, if you love this video, subscribe and like, maybe share it to a mom in this special video to let them know how much you care for them. And I think for me, there's a couple things that I want to really touch on. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my primo, my cousin, Jeffrey. I had a chance to be able to just hang out with him and catch up, because I may have to set this up for a different day, but his father, who is my uncle, is the uncle that my mother named me after. So my uncle is Uncle Noan, or Tío Noan, and Tío Noan had a son named Jeffrey. Of course, he had, other children as well, other cousins that I have, but it was just a very unique moment. Jeffrey, I just want to say a big shout out to you, man. Much love, and I really appreciate you. And I hope we continue the conversation. When I talk about restoration and moving forward, another video for another day. All right. We are here with the celebration of love and strength for all of our moms. That's the first thing I want us to understand. My hope is that times like this, and we know that we should be celebrating moms every day, but I know that there's always a time where we're really going to set it aside and really show them and understand that moms truly are those heroes. There's something about their love and their strength that you just can't really, I can't pinpoint it. Because even my abuelita, even my tias, there's something about this motherly love that I know you and I both need to cherish. And when I say both, I mean all of us that are watching or listening, because there's something about look, moms go through a lot. Moms sacrifice a lot. And for us to understand that, look, I know many moms out there are also single moms. I know many moms out there are married, but they have amazing careers. There are moms that are all over the place, right? All of the above, different dynamics, education. But one thing I want you to understand is that they are driven every single day to love you and me. Which is, it comes to my second point. As children and as people within community, no matter what space that looks like, we should honor and we should appreciate our moms. And how does that look like? I think for me, one of the ways that I've always tried to honor my mother, my abuelita, and my tias is always making sure that I go after what God has given me. Look, God has given you a purpose. God has given you a gift. And through the way of being born, one of the ways for me, and my challenge to all of you, is to be able to bring honor to mom by doing what you've been set out to do. Because look, moms are the number one fans in our lives. You know that, I know that. And it's not only honoring, but if we're really honest with ourselves, we really need to just appreciate, and I've said this word already a couple times, the sacrifices and then the support that moms provide. I think there's something beautiful when a mom is supporting their kid, in their sport, or their kid in their arts or in the music, there's something that to me, I try to really appreciate. Look, I'm gonna tell you this story, and I've shared it with some few people that I've mentored. One of the greatest things when my mom wasn't in the picture was understanding that my abuelita always made sure that she was at all my baseball practices. And not only at the practices, but she always made sure to give me some feedback. I remember my grandmother would tell me that we messed up, or she would joke around, whatever that looked like. But one of the other things that I loved about my grandmother is that she showed up to the games. See, when was the last time we've returned the favor to mom? When have we shown up for her? When have we shown our appreciation as we get older, that maybe mom is venturing into a new purpose or venturing into a new career, and that we've celebrated her? I think a lot of times we don't understand there's these seasons and changes that we all go through, and especially that starts with mom. And I think for me and for all of us out there, let us honor that. Let us appreciate the time that they've invested in you and me. Now let's return and give it back to them. That's why for me, I always told my abuelita, for me, because she to me was my mother growing up when I was a teenager, was that one day I want to make you proud, that I'm always giving back to my community, that I'm always making sure that God is first in my life. And that's what I've done, and that's what I strive. But look, we're not perfect. We make mistakes. But the beauty in this lesson that I'm trying to say is when we honor and appreciate, that's a special thing for all moms to know that we recognize them. Which leads me to that quote, right? Understanding that there's this like dual nature of motherhood. And I wrote it down here, right? It's an honor and a responsibility, meaning what? That it is prompting or promoting, prompting the viewer and the reader and the listener to really think about what motherhood means to them. And I think that it does mean different for a lot of people. Look, I don't have my mom. I really don't have my parents. And it's a little hard for me sometimes. Can I be honest? Our church locally does an amazing dinner for all the moms every year. And if I'm being transparent, as much as I love to come and volunteer and have our students to give back to all the moms that we invite for that dinner, it's a little hard for me to stay. Of course, if my wife is there, I'm going to be there because she's such an amazing, and I'll get to my wife in a little bit, but I think in this point is really understanding that some of our moms are no longer here. So my hope is that you can honor her and know that she's always going to be here. It leads me to this. I'm grateful to have the motherly figures in my life today. I'm grateful for all the moms out there that I get to work with, because y'all are some rock stars at what you do. But lastly, I'm just grateful for you, honey, because not only is it Mother's Day, but it's also your birthday. And I am so grateful for who you are. I am grateful for the freaking rock star of a mom that man, I'm telling you, secret sauce, cheat code was my wife, Felisa, in really bringing up our boys. And I know it was a joint venture in what we've done in being these parents to our amazing two boys, or young men, sorry. But it's so special to see that my wife, her biggest goal that she ever wanted outside of just working, because she's an amazing worker, that she just wanted to be a homemaker. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And we made it happen. And honey, I got to see all that you do, even till today, even though our boys are grown up, how much you still care for them, how much you support them, how much you are willing to let them fail in order for them to grow in these areas. That's something that you do, honey. And I just pray that God can bless you for another year of life. I'm so happy that I get to live this life with you. And although we don't put it out there all the time, but I am who I am today because of who God gave me, which is you. So I just wanted to say I love you. Happy birthday. Happy Mother's Day. And to all the mamas out there, I hope you enjoyed this weekend. But more importantly, for those of us that have moms in our lives or motherly figures, make sure you honor them. Make sure you love them. Make sure you appreciate all the sacrifices and investment that they've done in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, Thank you so much. And as always, immerse yourself dentro de la cultura, grow in your faith, and always make those conexiones, especially this weekend. And if you get a chance and you want to check out some of our other episodes, check me out at fuelpasionpodcast.com. More than anything, como dice mi abuelita, que Dios te bendiga.